Well, big beaming smiles there. We're now joined by Gary Gerstle, Professor of American History at Cambridge University, and Jan Halper-Hayes from Republicans Abroad. So, I mean, she had a lot to live up to. This was a big moment to really, really win over the nation, apart from anything else. But there have been some great speakers, haven't there? The Obamas really, really came forward and everyone was cheering for them. Did she pull it off? Did she top them?
She gave a great speech.
Did she?
Yeah, she held her own. She was up against very tough competition. I'd say this is one of the best speeches of her career, and it ranks with her concession speech to Obama in 2008. She is capable of coming through in these moments, well scripted. I think she hit the right notes.
Jan, you're obviously from the other side,
right.
Part of the Republicans Abroad. Do you think she did a good job?
You know, at moments, yes. I mean, when she first came out, she's got a very winning smile. She doesn't smile as often as she probably needs to. And then there were times when the hecklers were going on, and you could see that it was riling her, and she got into that more angry and dictatorial, professorial. But you know what? She was up against incredible speakers. And for Hillary,
really was this week.
she pulled it out for Hillary. We can't compare her to the other ones. If we do, then it wouldn't be as great of a review. But for Hillary, she did well.
Now, Bill Clinton was there. He obviously wasn't going to be heckling very much in her camp, but there are reports that he fell asleep during her speech. I don't know if we've got the images that we can have a look at. Now, is that him just pausing to think?
Concentrating,
I
is he
often
not?
close my eyes.
Gary, you think he's concentrating?
I think he's trying to figure out his role as first man. That's
Oh, you
not an
guys are
easy-
being
that's
so
not an easy
gracious,
task for
but
him.
you're only showing a second or two of it instead of how long it went on.
He didn't fall asleep
did.
during his wife's
No,
big
Jan.
moment.
He did. He did. It's all over the... It's a shame. But you know what? Let's not spend time on
Where's his office
that.
going to be in the White House?
That's what he's thinking.
This is a burning question.
Yeah. But, and obviously, he's heard the speech a number of times as well. It wasn't for his benefit,
Oh,
was
you
it? It was for everybody
you
else.
guys are just giving him a
It's pretty
pass.
shocking if he did, I think.
It is,
I mean,
it
it's
is.
pretty shocking if he did fall asleep,
Yeah,
surely.
Yeah. But you know what?
There are going to be issues. I don't think this is the one. There are going to be issues in the campaign with him.
Let's talk about that, though. So going forward, Gary, because Hillary is the first female presidential candidate for a major party in American politics, which is a fantastic moment for American politics, of course. But now the battle really begins against Jan's preferred candidate, of course, Donald Trump. And she didn't mess around, did she? Straight away took the bull by the horns and started talking about what she perceives as Donald Trump's weakness, which is this ability to him just to rise to the bait very quickly on Twitter.
Right, and I also thought she invoked John F. Kennedy very skillfully and successfully. The Cuban Missile Crisis, the Great Crisis, the association with nuclear weapons, and Jackie reporting that John Kennedy said at that point, we do not need men who are small and are fearful in these situations. And it was really an oblique attack on Trump's manhood, designed to make him small and fearful and needing to assert his masculinity. It was an effective moment of ridicule, very subtle.
What did you make of that moment, Jan? Do you think we're going to see more of her playing on that side of things? And how will Trump react?
Well, first off, my take was that she was doing too much of a comparison to Trump. And Trump is in her head too much. But the other thing that concerned me, if I were giving advice to the Democrat side, is that you need to look at the 16 Republican candidates who failed when they attacked Trump. Because the more they attacked him, the more his poll numbers went up. And if you're going to take it from a conventional wisdom standpoint, this has been the most unconventional time ever. And the other thing that concerns me, because the Bernie supporters are still very, very angry, especially with the emails that came out.
Yes,
and they had already suspected that it was rigged. But the fact that they're going on a bus tour, today's Friday, right? I just flew in. What day is it? They are going to the Midwest to go after the Never Trumpers, and that is actually going to hurt them. And
What does the Never Trumpers mean?
The Never Trumpers are the Republicans that don't want to vote for Trump.
Okay.
And yet Bernie forced her to go so far left and to be a progressive, which actually she's not. She's center and she's hawkish. And so I am really worried that the Bernie supporters are going to be very, very furious, and it is going to be a backlash against her.
Very interesting.
I'm less worried about the Bernie supporters. I think most of them are going to fall in line, and I think she's right to go to Pennsylvania. That is a key battleground state. It's very likely that whoever wins that state is going to win the presidency. I agree that this is an incredibly unconventional campaign. The laws of gravity in politics don't apply. Trump has insulted all these people, and you thought he would have sunk, and he still hasn't sunk. He may not even sink in terms of his comments about Putin yesterday, so it's very unconventional in that regard. I think the threat is more from the right. Libertarian Party, Gary Johnson, 12% in the polls. That's
brilliant.
It's interesting, actually, because that's the other party that we don't really know. We talk about the Democrats and Republicans, but of course there are other parties, and the Libertarians actually have a sizable sort of percentage which could sway things.
The president's legacy can be undone, you know, starting in the first day of a Donald Trump administration. But President Obama, in his speech, you know, he made it even more than just about his legacy.